Hi folks, welcome back to Cara's Kitchen Cooking. Today we're going to be making a Thai curry with shrimp. It's going to be delicious, and I'm going to give you little tricks on how to make it easy. So you want to take your shrimp out of the freezer and put it in the fridge the night before, so the next day you don't have to wait for it to thaw. If you have forgot to do that, no worries. All you have to do is take your shrimp, put it in the bag, leave it in the bag, put it in a big bowl, put a bunch of water on it, and maybe something heavy to keep it under the water, and let it sit like that for 45 minutes to an hour. And if they're still a little frozen, that's okay. They'll cook the rest of the way when you put them in the sauce anyways. Do not put them in the microwave. What happens is the microwave sometimes overcooks them a little bit. I know you're trying to defrost them, and then when you go to cook them, they get all chewy. So I'm using shrimp. Now this would be equally yummy with chicken, pork, the meat of your choice. But today I'm going to use shrimp. As always, you want to prep your ingredients beforehand to make your life easier, okay? So measure out all of the ingredients you need for the sauce, cut up your veg, all of that. So when you're going, and this goes fast, you don't have to worry and you don't have to stress. What I like to do is grab a big bowl and put it aside, because as I cook each vegetable, after it's done cooking, I dump it in the bowl. All right, let's get cooking. So we are going to start by turning on our element. I'm putting it at like a 5.5, 6. I have a wok here. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of avocado oil in my pan. I am measuring with my heart. That looks about the size of a teaspoon, guys. And then we're going to add the broccoli. I like to cook the vegetable that takes the longest first. So this is 1 head of broccoli. Okay, so we're just going to mix the broccoli around. And then guys, we are going to want to cook this until the broccoli changes color. It kind of goes to a really bright green. And then you can always take a fork and test it to see the doneness. I like my vegetables a little bit more on the al dente side, which has a bit of a tooth feel to them. Others want them softer. So I'll time it to see how long it takes to get to that version for me. But really, be your own judge, okay? Here's a trick to help you speed up the cooking process of your broccoli. Take a little bit of water and then put a lid over top. That'll create some steam, which will help cook your broccoli, and it'll be done a little sooner. I mean, you can also use frozen broccoli, which is even quicker, but I'm using fresh. So folks, remember I told you that the broccoli will start to be getting close to being done when it changes a bright green. Look at that gorgeous color that's developing. I'm gonna get my fork and I'm gonna test it. Okay, all right, it's not quite done. We're gonna leave that a little longer. I'm gonna put the lid back on. All right, I'm gonna check the broccoli again. Ooh, it's almost there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let that continue cooking now without the lid on. Another way to speed up this whole process is cut up all your broccoli and parboil it first and then cook it in the wok. Lots of different ways to help. All right, it's been about 8 minutes and our broccoli is done. Now you don't want to cook it like all the way. We want it we're almost cooking it like a little past the halfway point, because remember, we will be putting it back in the wok with the sauces cook a little bit more. We don't want our broccoli to be mushy, okay? So broccoli goes in here. Now you don't have to use olive oil if you are watching your calories and you're worried about that. You can use a little bit of chicken stock when you cook the next vegetable, but I'm gonna use oil. All right, so a little bit more avocado oil. I'm just adding a little bit. Next, we are adding an entire red pepper. I like to use red peppers because they're the sweetest. Did you know a pepper starts off as green, then it turns yellow, then orange, and then red? That's why they're more expensive. It takes more time, and they're just better, guys. So buy the red ones. Look for deals. Okay, so we're just gonna... Red pepper doesn't take as long to cook as broccoli. And again, we're only gonna cook it about halfway, guys. We don't want it to be mushy. These are getting close, guys. They're even getting a little, some char on them, some yumminess. I'm going to let these cook a little bit more, but they are almost there. All right, these are done. Now, you could also use the cover trick I showed you, the broccoli, on the peppers. I probably put I don't know if I put water in them because there's a lot of water in peppers. So I don't think you'd have to do that. Okay, so in they go to our bowl. Put this back on. A little smidge more olive oil. Avocado oil I'm using, but if you have olive oil, use that. I just like avocado oil with this kind of thing because it has a higher smoke point. All right, now we're gonna add our onions. So you want to cook your onions till they're about a little bit translucent, okay? So these onions are perfect. You see how they've gotten a little bit of color on them? All right, so now we're gonna add 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, depending on how much garlic you like. This is 2.5 tablespoons of fresh ginger. Mix that about. We're gonna let that cook a little bit so the garlic is infused. We don't want to let the garlic cook too long before adding the liquid because it will burn. We just want it to kind of get a little juice happening before we do that, okay? All right, now we are gonna add the juice of an entire lime. All right, now guys, this is where a really easy cheat comes in that's really gonna help you. Now you could make your Thai green curry paste from scratch and pound out all those herbs, but I don't feel like doing that, and you probably don't feel like doing it either. So this is what I get. All right, check your curry paste, guys, because some are hotter than others. This is a bit more mild, and what I usually end up using like half the container. Okay. Just gonna let that cook a little bit, get those aromatics coming out. Oh, amazing. Now, we have 2 cups of full fat coconut milk. You could use a light coconut milk here, but I just find the full fat has a little bit more unctuousness. So you do you, guys. I'm also going to turn down my burner to a 5. It was at like a 5.5, 6. So I'm just going to turn that down slightly. And stir this around. We're going to let this cook a little bit so all the spices and the garlic and stuff can develop a little bit. All right, it's been about 2 or 3 minutes. Like I said, we wanted to cook that a little bit so all the flavors would come out. I'm going to taste it to see if it needs anything. If it needs more Thai paste or if it's not spicy enough. At this point also, if you wanted, you could add a bit of chili flakes. That's not quite Thai, but if you had some of those little small Thai chilies, they could go in probably when you put the onions in. They're super hot, so remember to take the seeds out. All right, so I'm going to taste this and see. I think I might add a little bit of black pepper. Now that's not very Thai, but I don't have any Thai chilies right now. I want a little bit more kick. And my Thai paste is more mild, on the mild side, so we use what we have. Pepper. Oh, and guys, I forgot one of the most important ingredients. Fish sauce. I know you're thinking, ugh, it's fish sauce. Your Thai green curry that you buy at the takeout place, they all have fish sauce. It gives it some kind of umami kind of backbone flavor. You don't taste the fishiness, it just kind of gives it that, what it needs. Now, if you don't have fish sauce, don't worry about it, you can leave it out and it'll still taste great. But I'm gonna grab mine. This is what the Thai fish sauce looks like. There are different brands. You can find this kind of thing now in most grocery stores in the international aisle. So I'm just gonna do a couple little shakes. It's quite strong, so you don't need a lot. We're gonna stir this a bit, okay? Then I'm gonna taste it again. Clean spoon. Oh, that's really coming together, guys. Why not just a little bit more fish sauce? Couple drops. Oh, that is yummy. Okay, now we are going to add a can of baby corn. I love baby corn. I love eating little miniature things. They're so fun. And I just add them whole. Boop. Water chestnuts. I love the texture of these. I'm adding a can. I've already cut them like a little bit. Oh, and I just wanted to remind you, remember, if you have any questions about this recipe or other recipes, or just cooking questions in general, feel free to drop me a comment in the comment section and I'll answer you. All right, now we're going to add those vegetables we had cooked, our broccoli and our red pepper. Before you add the vegetables, if you want your sauce to be a little thicker, you could totally do a little cornstarch solution, but I'm not too concerned with that. Okay, now we're adding our shrimp. Guys, shrimp takes like very, very little time to cook, so you want to add those at the very end. So come and take a look at my shrimp. These are tiger shrimp. You can get them sometimes that have all the shell removed. Some shrimps you'll find have everything but the tail removed. So for convenience sake, if you can find the shrimp that have all of the things removed, the shell and everything, that's the quickest. But if not, get what you can, and when you get home and it's defrosted, you can always take the skin off. Sometimes the ones that have the shell still on them are cheaper. So we want to cook these until they turn pink, okay? That doesn't take very long. So I'm just going to carefully combine those. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so fantastic. I cannot wait to eat. See, this one's already starting. Do you see how quick that takes? Does not take long, guys. Do you see how the shrimp have changed? They're this beautiful pink. Now they're getting a little, we want to take this off the heat. They are perfect because if we leave it on the heat, they will continue to cook and they kind of shrink because shrimp have a lot of water in them too. So we want to kind of avoid them getting teensy tiny. Now, to go with this, you could totally cook some beautiful jasmine rice. But I'm going to show you a new noodle. Well, it's not new, but some people may not know about this noodle. It's called konjac noodle. So, konjac noodles. Here they are. They are actually quite high in fiber. There's 4 grams of fiber in every third cup. They don't have any taste. They'll take on whatever you put them in, kind of like a tofu. And they are very low carb. Goodness, I think there's 17 calories in this whole package. So if you are doing a keto or again watching your carbs, great option. They're also gluten-free and soy-free, and they're a source of calcium. I had no idea. Great. Okay, so I'm going to open up the package using my scissors. Okay, and this is what they look like. Come in this package. All right. So you don't have to cook these on the stove. Like, they're usually just ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it open and I'm going to put them in my strainer. And then I'm just going to rinse, put a bit of hot water on them. Okay, so putting my strainer in there. Cut my noodles over the strainer so if there's any leakage, it doesn't go all over my floor. And then we're going to just do that. They feel kind of squidgy. Actually, I really like the texture of them. All right, so we're gonna separate them. My hands are washed, guys, just so you know. I did that between cuts. All right, we're gonna just put some hot water over, and we'll just do this. Just rinse them a little bit. Okay. It's not super hot. It's like lukewarm. And then give them a couple shakes. And that's all they need. Super simple, super quick, and super tasty. And remember, guys, if you've been enjoying these beautiful recipes, please like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithms. Okay, so I'm gonna start by putting my noodles on the bottom. Yum. And then we're gonna top it with our amazing curry. Okay, so we're gonna dish out this gorgeous Thai curry. Oh my goodness, guys.
I wish you could smell this. It's so good. Some peppers, some more corn. Yes, and some more shrimpies.
I totally count the shrimp to make sure we get an equal amount because there's no way I am not getting as much shrimp as I can. And there you have it, folks. Thai green curry shrimp with a coconut, ginger, garlic, lime, all of the goodness. Sometimes what I like to do at the very end is I take a fresh lime and I just squeeze it over and it just lifts and brightens everything at the very end on my noodles. All right, I cannot resist. I'm going in for a little bite. So I'm gonna get a little bit of a noodle, and oh, I'm gonna take one of these amazing shrimp. Twirly twirl, and here I go. You can't get any better than that. You really can't. Try this at home. Let me know how it goes.